When he turned his back from shoulder to shoulder, it looked like as wide as the tailgate of a truck.
And just darkness, literal darkness, just came like all over, just all over me except where I was standing.
This thing let out the most blood-curdling, mind-blowing, spine-tingling scream that you've ever heard in your life, and it cut through me like a knife.
And I knew that they were going to take me. I just knew it. And then the next thing I can remember is being levitated.
Well, when I look in there, I see two big eyes staring back at me.
Hello and welcome. You're listening to the Bump Podcast, a place for the believers of the unexplained, monsters, and paranormal. Join us, and we'll go face to face with what goes bump in the night. Hey there, believers. We're going to try this one more time. I'm bringing Kaitlin onto the show. We're having a little bit of audio difficulty, but hopefully everything should be fixed by now. Kaitlin sent me an email about some experiences she had. Well, she's already on, so I'll let her do the introduction.
Yes. Hi, my name's Kaitlin, and I live in Idaho. I've lived in Idaho for almost the last 20 years. Before that, I grew up in California. I started seeing things at a young age. Nothing really paranormal, but more UFO kind of stuff. When I was around age 9, my dad was a pot grower, and he had all of his plants on the front porch, so he would sleep on the front porch with plants, unfortunately. Right. So when I was little, I wanted to sleep out there with him, of course. And I remember waking up in the middle of the night, and I saw it looked like a little satellite just coming across the sky. And when I woke up and saw the sky, it was one of the most vibrant, beautiful skies I've ever seen. It was just, for California skies, it was immaculate. I've never seen the skies so vibrant. And I just see this little tiny satellite, I thought, slowly coming across the sky, and there was this huge star that it was starting to come toward, and all of a sudden, it goes behind it, and I think, in my little kid brain, I think, okay, maybe that's a really big star, and it's taking a long time for the satellite to actually get around it.
Right.
So I keep watching it. Well, all of a sudden, off that star, all these tiny little stars shoot at crazy lightning speed off of that big bright star. So as a little kid, I didn't really comprehend what I was seeing. And I really didn't comprehend it till I got a lot older, that was probably some type of ship. Right. That little ones were coming to and leaving.
Wow.
All growing up, my mom used to tell me about these orbs that she would see. And honestly, I thought she was just a little bit crazy. But come to find out, when I got older, she wasn't crazy. And they really do exist. And I've had a lot of stuff happen with that. I kind of went through a period in life where nothing happened, and I wasn't really interested in anything UFO, paranormal, any of that. Right. I stayed away because my mom kind of turned me off about it because she was so into it. It drove me away. Well, when I got older, I had a family, and I started going camping every year with my family up at a place called Palisades. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but it's a really beautiful place here in Idaho, and it's a big, huge lake, and you have the ability to go way up in the mountains, which is what we did because we wanted to get as far away from mankind as we possibly could. So we have been camping up there every year for the last 8 years. And I'm going to explain what happened during these camping trips, but I'm going to tell you that I never put 2 and 2 together until my encounter. Okay. So every camping trip, something would happen, but I just didn't put it together. So the first camping trip, we went up there and we found footprints out in the middle of nowhere. Just bare feet literally out in mud. That's, your feet sink this much.
Wow. How big were the tracks?
They were big tracks.
Yeah.
They weren't gargantuous, but at this point in time, they were big. And I'm 100% sure that the Sasquatch that I came encounter with started coming to visit me camping when he was younger, and then grew up and got bigger and bigger.
Yeah. Over time.
And they were probably about 12 inches.
Okay.
But at this point in time, I didn't know, I wasn't thinking Sasquatch. I was just, in my mind, I was thinking, who the hell is walking in the middle of nowhere in the mountains in disgusting mud, barefooted?
Yeah.
So I kind of just put it in the back of my mind and moved on with my life. So that was it for that camping trip. The next year we went, and I had a newborn baby, and everybody went out and was having fun, and I had to stay there by myself with the newborn baby at my camper. So I'm there, doing whatever a mom does with her little baby, and I start hearing a baby crying outside.
Oh.
Outside the camper. So I leave my baby in the camper. I go walk outside, and it's like behind my camper in a wall of bushes right there. So I walk up, and I get probably 3 feet away from the wall of bushes. It stops crying. So I back up a little bit, and it starts crying again. And it's like a real baby cry. It didn't sound animal. It didn't sound mountain lion. It sounded like a real baby crying. And all of a sudden, I got this sick feeling in my gut. I felt sick. And I got really scared. And I went back into the camper and locked myself with my baby in the camper.
Yeah, no doubt.
When my family got back, I told them, and I probably sounded like a nut job, that there's a baby crying in the bushes. I don't know. So at this point in time, I'm still not thinking Sasquatch. Because I really don't know anything about Sasquatch. So it's just not in my head. That was that camping trip. And then I swear this Sasquatch came to our camp every year, but I was just too naive to put it together.
Yeah.
The next year, my mom comes, and she's there with us, and she's fishing. She's a total outdoors fisher woman, and we all are. We're all pretty outdoorsy. And she is walking, down this trail trying to find really good fishing spots at creeks. And all of a sudden, she gets this weird feeling, and she looks over, and you know how you can see light through the trees?
Yep.
Okay, well, all of a sudden she sees this huge dark figure block out all the light over there in the trees.
Mm.
Well, she gets really scared and keeps telling herself not to run. Don't run. And she notices that all the dogs that were with her, which were 3 of them, they're all gone. None of them can be seen, found, heard. They all left her in the dust. And she tried to slowly walk back to camp as fast as she could without running. Oh no. So Mom, no. Sorry.
All right.
Yeah. Okay, so this is my mom actually.
Hi, Mom.
So she
Oh my gosh.
sorry, I'm trying to remember where I'm at. Go guys.
Sorry, I didn't know. Sorry.
She walks back to the camper really, really scared. And when she gets back to the camper, she tells me that something was stalking her through the forest trees.
Wow.
And of course, yet again, I'm like, Mom, you're crazy, you know.
Yeah.
Even though I had heard stuff, I'm calling her crazy.
Yeah.
Which is just terrible. I feel terrible about the whole thing. I really do. Okay, so my whole family is sleeping in the camper, right? But my mom, she decided to sleep in a tent out there. Crazy, I know. Well, at like 5 o'clock in the morning, she comes to the camper door, frantically banging on the door.
Yeah.
And I let her in. I'm like, what the hell? You know, what are you doing banging at the door at 5 o'clock in the morning? She's like, there's something out here. It's touching my tent. There's something out here. I'm like, okay, come sleep on the couch. I really didn't think much about it. Okay, so that was that camping trip. It was all pretty subtle until the 8-year mark, and things really changed. So little things just kept happening like that during all these camping trips. And I don't know why I didn't put 2 and 2 together. I really don't. I don't know. Maybe I just didn't want to put it together.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a pause really quick and put my dog in the house because I know they will bark crazy in just a second.
Okay.
Come on, guys. The German Shepherd pack.
You're beautiful.
Come on. Okay. All right. So I really hate going into the last part about the Sasquatch encounter, just because I feel like it's crazy.
Well,
And
trust me, nobody that listens to this show is going to think that you're crazy. And there's a lot of people that's going to benefit from what you have to say because that might help them to understand their own experience. So,
okay, so I just want to let you know that I'm not thinking Sasquatch. I never thought Sasquatch.
okay.
It just wasn't in my mind. There were times in my life where someone said Sasquatch, and in my head I thought there could be a Sasquatch, but it's way far away. It's not in my realm of existence.
Right.
Okay, so it's hard to explain, but I'm going to start off where my husband he's kind of blind, and where we were camping was a grass meadow. And right behind our camper is a creek, a little creek, probably 15 feet wide, but really shallow. And then on the other side of that creek is a sheer cliff, a mountain that goes up. And there's pine trees and, all kinds of trees up there. But it's really a sheer cliff. Okay, and then over there by the cliff, there's this little piece of land, and there is a freaking, what is that? Like a sheep or a goat or something. I think a sheep. There's a sheep, a lone sheep, right there on this land. I don't know why. I have pictures of it. And we were all thinking, why the hell is there a sheep? Because they're usually up with their herds or something.
Right.
I don't know. But this sheep would not go away, even with my dogs trying to run over there and attack it. It would not go away.
Wow.
I don't understand that, but his boat out on the lake to go fishing. I'm there at the camper. My kids are right there at the creek catching baby fish.
Mhm.
And my husband comes running to the campsite screaming, bear, bear, get the kids, there's a bear. I mean, screaming like I've never heard him before.
Yeah.
So as a mom, you're frantically trying to get to your children, and I'm screaming at them to get the heck over here, get in the camper. His brother's a jerk and kept telling him that it was that goat or that sheep.
Oh.
My husband's like, I know the difference between a bear and a sheep.
Yeah. Yeah. No kidding.
Okay. So I'm not sure if he saw a bear or not, but I'm wondering if it was the same Sasquatch that came to me. But since he's blind, he wouldn't be able to tell if it was a bear or a Sasquatch.
Right.
So nobody saw the bear. No one. So that's just a weird thing to add to it.
Right.
And this happened for everything else. So that was just gut-wrenching scary. And days, we were there for 5 days total. And after that happened, it was like our last 2 days there. And my mom's like, Kaitlin, we haven't went and did anything. I think we should have a mother-daughter time and go ride the four-wheelers back up into the mountains. So I was like, okay. So we hop on our four-wheelers and we take this ridiculously long drive up into the wilderness, which was absolutely beautiful. But I hate to say this part. So the whole drive, I remember seeing a couple things. Like I remember seeing a butterfly hatch, and there was thousands of butterflies.
Wow.
I just thought it was beautiful.
Yeah.
But I don't remember any of the rest of the trip, because the whole trip I am getting this vision in my head, and it's a vision of me standing in front of a male Sasquatch who is absolutely huge, beautiful. He had vibrant, what is that called? Vibrant amber eyes.
Mm-hmm.
He was so big and stocky and wide. He had light brown, dark brown, red brown fur, about 6 inches long, all mixed together. So he was just beautiful. I don't know. He had a round face, not a conical head or whatever.
Right.
He had a really round face, a really sweet face, actually. Thin, big lips. Well, not thin, big lips, thin, wide lips.
Right.
And we were staring at each other with absolutely no emotion on our face. But we were projecting feelings of love and understanding and compassion and sorrow even.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I hate saying this part, but
It's all right.
it was beautiful. And he was beautiful. He wasn't some ugly beast. And this vision took up the whole trip.
Wow.
By the time I got back to the camper, I told my mom, I was like, Mom, because my mom's really the only one I can talk to about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, Mom, I don't remember any of our trip. For some reason, I had this image in my head of, and I explained to her what. She's like, wow, really? That's weird. I'm like, yeah, you're telling me that's weird. Gosh. So the night was starting to come, and we like to stay up late and watch the stars. My husband bought me like an outrageously nice pair of night vision goggles or whatever.
Sweet.
So I really enjoy watching the stars. And I've got all kinds of crazy things on video. So we stay up to watch the stars. Oh no. And for some reason, I don't know why, but I had this feeling of deep scaredness. I don't know how you say it. Deep. I was just really scared for no apparent reason.
Yeah.
Okay, so before everybody goes to bed, we're all sitting around the fire. My brother-in-law sees how I'm scared, but we don't know why. But I keep staring at that cliff right behind the camper. And he literally comes up to me and asks me if I want a gun because he sees how scared I am. So I was like, sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to really use it, but I felt better, I guess, holding it.
Yeah, it helps.
I took the gun, and they all drank a little bit. I don't drink, but they all did.
Mhm.
And they decided they were going to go to bed along with my husband. So it was literally just me and my mom, like it always is. So I have this huge light that is a ridiculously bright light. If I shine that thing up on that hill, you could see the whole hill.
Nice.
Okay. It's getting pretty dark, and my mom's like, quit shining that damn light. Because when you shine the light, it makes your eyes mess up.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you can't see as well as you should. She's like, Kate, quit shining that light. I'm like, Mom, there is something over there on that cliff. There's something over there. And I kept hearing things. I kept hearing big rocks falling down that thing into the water. And she's like, I would shine the light over there, and she's like, there's nothing over there. I'm like, I can't see anything either. There's nothing over there, but I hear it and I feel it. I feel it. And I can't really explain the fear that was there for no reason. I don't get scared like that. I don't get scared like that for no reason. Usually there's a reason. I've always had a really good intuition. I can't explain it. I've said things before they happen. I don't know what it is, but it's just like a natural thing that maybe some humans have and maybe some don't. I don't know. But we're sitting out there, and I'm ridiculously scared. I don't know why. Keep shining this stupid light everywhere, like a tweaker. I don't know. Serious. And I didn't even understand what was going on with myself. I'm like, what the hell? So, So my mom walks out into this field, and she leaves me right there at the camp by myself. I'm like, I'm not walking out there. You're crazy. Okay, so I decide to sit on my four-wheeler, which is literally right next to my camper. Okay. I'm sitting there with my back turned to my mom. And all of a sudden, this thing runs so close to me that I can feel its whatever at my back. The four-wheeler that I was sitting on, the four-wheeler plus the ground shook.
Oh my.
It shook. Okay. In my head, I hear thump, thump, thump. 4 steps total. Okay. Every step this thing took, my four-wheeler with me sitting on it shook. In my head, I could not comprehend what the hell was happening. So I look behind me and I'm wondering why my mom is running. Okay. In my head, I thought it was my mom running because my brain couldn't comprehend it. I look back and my mom's in the same exact place that she was when I last looked at her. And I was like, Mom, are you running? And she's like, no. And then my brain, it clicked. There's something there. There is something so huge that only took 4 steps to get across a 50-foot area. And guess what? It stopped. It didn't continue. It only took 4 steps. So my mom, she's slowly walking over to me because obviously I'm sure she's scared by this point. And my big light, I shine the damn light over there to where that thing stopped. And there it is. There is the Sasquatch that I had saw in my freaking mind earlier that day. Standing right there, tall, huge. But guess what? I wasn't having the same feeling that I had in my vision.
Yeah.
I was horrified and terrified. And I screamed at my mom that we needed to get in the camper now. So we frantically went into the camper. And I got in my bed, scared. I didn't want to make a scene because I knew my husband would get mad at me because he had drank that night, you know, probably wouldn't believe me anyway if I told him there was a Sasquatch outside of our camp. I literally laid in bed all night seeing that Sasquatch's face in my window. In my window. I finally did fall asleep. And when I woke up in the morning, my mom told me that the camper was shaking. I'm like, well, thank God I slept through it because I'm not sure I could handle much more. When I got up in the morning, I didn't leave the camper. I didn't get out of the camper.
Yeah.
I stayed in the camper and I did not want to get out of the camper. My people even said, go look for footprints. I'm like, I don't want to get out of this camper. So I didn't look for footprints. And that day we were leaving and I had to get out because I had to pack up everything. Well, when I got up, there was an orb floating above our campsite. I have it on video for a half an hour, just sitting there above our campsite. And it was white and it just sat there. I don't know it. I videoed it over and over and over, you know, because I'm like, nobody's going to believe this. So I got tons of video of it. And it's literally just sitting there above our camp, not doing anything. I don't know what it was doing. It was just sitting there. So that was my Sasquatch encounter. And I've been back there since.
Yeah. Well, I can't say that I blame you. The whole time you're telling me about this, and I can see it, you know, that it's not a very fond memory, you know.
Absolutely. Grandma's room by the window. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. So when you're riding on your four-wheeler and you have this vision, of having an encounter with this creature.
Yeah.
Do you think that maybe that was like that telepathy or that mind speak that people talk about? And
I 100% believe so.
okay.
I would have never thought about that on my own accord. You know,
Right.
it wasn't in my mind. I wouldn't have thought about that. And I swear to you, in my whole life, I have never had something so vivid in my mind, ever. So do I know for a fact that it was from Sasquatch? I guess I don't. Do I feel like 100% it was? Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I know it sounds nuts, but I just feel like I could never have had that on my own.
Yeah.
I didn't care about Sasquatch. I did not care about Sasquatch. Why would I think like that about him without even caring about him?
Right.
You know, I feel like he's come and visit every camping trip. I was just too dumb to see it.
That don't make you dumb. It's just you didn't give a thought about the animal or the creature or whatever the hell it is.
No,
But I can't help but think that if it's projecting that thought into your mind, that it was for one of two reasons. One, it didn't want you to be afraid when it showed himself, or two, to lower your defenses and hope that you wouldn't be afraid when he come after you.
well, listen, I have thought of that. I really have. I thought, what was he trying to do? The only thing that makes me think he wasn't there to steal me, because he was literally an inch from my back, and he could have grabbed me and ran and been gone, and my family wouldn't even have known what happened to me.
Wow.
Even though my mom was there, there's nothing she could have done if he really wanted to grab me. I'm telling you, he was so close to me. To this very day, when I think about how close he was to my back, it actually makes me sick to know that he was so close. So I think maybe he didn't want me to be so scared. And I was scared. I was unbelievably scared.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Well, I appreciate you sharing that with me, because one, I know it's hard to talk about, and thank you for that. But also, I'm sure that there's other people out there that have some kind of experience that they're uncomfortable with, and to see how you're being brave and talking about it, and hopefully it'll help the more you talk about it and make it a little easier.
I hope so. I really do hope so.
Yeah, maybe it'll help others too.
I don't know. This life is just so crazy. It really is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So before, I'm going to make some sense out of something.
Sure.
So before I had that Sasquatch encounter, I had got into meditating, and I had learned about this guy named Tom Campbell, and he's the one that taught the government how to, what is that called? How to go out of, and something else, like where you use your brain to look at China or something.
Remote viewing. Yeah.
Remote viewing, yes.
Yeah.
So him and Bob Monroe taught the government how to do that. So I thought I'll just go to the source, which would be them, and try to learn how to do that. So I really was. I literally every night I was trying to go out of body.
Wow.
Papa. Okay, so I'm literally just trying to do that every single night. Every night. One night, because I wake up to go pee a lot during the night. I drink a lot of water. And I woke up and I sat up out of my bed. At the foot of my bed, there's a big dresser with a big, huge mirror. Okay, so it's probably 6 feet away, maybe 5 feet. So I look at this mirror and I notice there's a little ball about this big baseball size maybe, and it's blue, like vibrant blue, and purple, and the colors inside of it are like swirling together, kind of like smoke. And I was like, I kept doing this and blinking over and over and thinking that there's something really wrong with my eyes. So I keep blinking and rubbing my eyes hard, like, what the hell am I seeing? Okay, well, all of a sudden I notice that I can see the reflection of that ball in the mirror. So it's an object that's sitting right there.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the hell on earth is this? And I could literally see the two colors just swirling slowly. And the two colors were so bright, but it didn't light up my room. It was bright itself. And there was just a tiny bit of glow around it. That was it. Okay, so I'm like, I'm still sitting on my bed, not really comprehending what I'm seeing. Okay, this freaking thing shoots at me. It shoots straight for me, which of course scared the crap out of me. So I tried to hit it out of the air like a bug.
Right.
And my hand went right through it. That scared me even more. So I flipped myself backwards and covered my head as fast as I could with the blanket, like a wimp. And by the time I finally got the nerve to bring down my blankets, it was gone. It had went through the wall behind me. What I mean, like, what the hell is that? Who sees that?
Yeah. I don't know. That's the thing. These orbs blow my mind. You know, I don't know what in the world that is. And with this other orb that you said was above your camper the day after you had this encounter, was it a light or was it metallic? Or
It was a white ball,
like an
So-
actual ball?
an actual perfect ball. I could the video. I don't know if you can like link it to a video or something.
Sure, I can. Yeah.
But I sent it to Wes and he thought it was really cool.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like this orb. It seems like it was more solid, maybe. I don't know. It was more like a solid white ball. The orb that was in my bedroom was like see-through, goes through walls. I don't know.
Yeah. Like an energy, right? Like a ball of
Yeah.
energy.
Yeah. And, you know, I've listened to hundreds of shows just to try to get as much information as I possibly could about all of it.
Yeah.
And I've never heard somebody say they saw a purple and blue swirled orb. They usually say red, blue, white. I don't know, you know, like solid colors. So that bugs my mind even more. And since I can't get any information on it because nobody sees it, I always wonder what the heck it is. Why was it two colors? Do the colors mean different things? I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
But I didn't get an evil feeling from it. Of course it scared me because I'm a wimp with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But it was
you know, but who wouldn't be scared in a moment like that? You know, you get up and
Yeah.
this ball of light shoots towards your face. I mean, yeah, that would scare anybody. And hopefully somebody listening to this will, you know,
I hope
get
so.
some information to help out with.
I truly hope so. I really do. And I don't know. I don't know why things have just been so weird, you know, and before I have seen some weird things in the sky. I don't know how to explain it all. I really don't. It's just so much weird stuff. And I feel like most people just aren't there. They're not interested. I don't know. I find it beyond fascinating. I find it more fascinating than life. I mean, why would you want to live a boring life?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
And all this amazing stuff around us.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. And most people don't look up, Kaitlin. you know.
Exactly. You know what? I probably look up way too much. I hours sitting out here using my night vision goggles. I have got some crazy stuff on video. I remember listening to one of West's shows, some guy in Australia. I can't remember his name or anything, but he said that he got a video of like a big ball of light coming across the sky, and then it shot out little baby ones.
Mm-hmm.
I've been on video for 2 years now.
What?
And yes, they're like big balls of light, and they shoot out little tiny baby orbs. I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know. There's some crazy stuff going on up there, but we can't really see it because I don't know. Thank God the night vision goggles really sees it, because I hate those videos that are like, oh, here's this, and then you can barely see it. You're like, I don't know. Who knows what that is?
Right.
Real proof.
Well,
And my mom gets so mad at me because she'll take pictures and it'll be blurry. And I'm like, Mom, I can't tell what that is. And I'm not going to say it is what it is when you can't even tell. She's like, oh. But I like proof. I like 100%. What the hell is that proof?
Well, if you want to send me some videos, I would
Absolutely.
really appreciate it. And if you want me to link them to this interview, this
I would love that.
discussion, yeah, we'll put it on YouTube and see
I would love that.
if we can get some answers.
Yes, I would love that. Oh, and people were like, with the orb in the sky, they're like, oh, it's a weather balloon, this, that, this thing is right there. It's not like however high in the sky and has a weather balloon attached or something. It's right there.
Wow.
It's a cool video.
Yeah.
And I've been sitting on it for over a year now, not knowing who to send it to or what to do with it.
Well, yeah, I'd love to help share it at least just to see if we can get some answers for you.
Awesome. That would be great.
Thank you. Well, what do you think all this is? Like, if you did have an opinion about it, I know there's a lot of what the hell is that moment.
Yeah.
But, like, especially like with these modern UFO and UAP sightings and government disclosure, what do you think's going on?
Okay. So I think there's definitely something going on that normal people aren't being aware of for some reason. I try not to get very deep in it because I feel like if it is demonic, I don't really want to be a part of it, but I do think it's just so cool though. Yeah. So I try to video record it, but not really get attached because in case it was demonic or something, because I truly don't know, So if it was demonic, I don't want to give them like a bunch of attention. I don't know. It's hard to say.
No, I'm with you.
And I really don't know.
The thing is, for some reason, a lot of people, I would almost say the majority that I talk to, seem to link this activity and these aliens, these UFOs lately, just the last year or so, people are starting to link that to a demonic presence.
Absolutely.
Why are we doing that?
Right.
Aliens have been around that we know of for 80 years now, but now we're starting to think demonic. Yeah.
I will say that I was even telling my husband the other day, I hate that we as humans demonize everything we don't understand. For some reason, we do that. I don't know why. I don't know if it's a legitimate feeling to do that, or if it's just kind of our religious piece of us that's leaning more toward that. I don't know. So when I do watch these things on that, because I do, I try to put up a barrier to just in case.
Right.
I don't know. And with the orbs, I really don't know. I know they're intelligent, because when I was staring at this thing, I feel like it like jumped when it noticed I was noticing it. I feel like it jumped a little bit and then shot at me when it noticed that I was staring at it. It was like, can you really see me? And shot straight for me. Let's see, you know?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, on that note, then have you had any paranormal activity in your home, like any ghosts kind of stuff, or you think this orb could have been spiritual energy, like
It could have been. It could have been. And I'm not gonna say I've had any paranormal stuff. I don't think so.
Yeah.
But I have seen like little dark balls shooting so fast that you're like, did I see that or did I not see that?
Yeah.
But okay, one time I was sitting down in my room with my husband. We were watching TV. I see this dark orb shadow thing fly across the room fast and then hit something in the closet, and something really sounded in the closet. Whatever it hit, it really made a noise. And I was like, what the hell? And my husband was right there. And I went and searched all through the closet to see if it was a flying rat. You know, I know, but there was nothing there.
Yeah.
So
See, I don't know either. That's what makes this so fun to talk about.
It is very so interesting. I will say that ever since my Sasquatch encounter, I almost can't get enough.
Yeah.
It's like some kind of weird fetish. I've got my headphones in my ears all day, listening to as much as I possibly can about everything I possibly can. I don't know what that is. It's a really big drive.
Yeah. That seems to happen to a lot of people, you know.
Yeah, I have heard.
Maybe you're just looking for answers. Maybe it's unlocked another part of your brain, you know, to.
Yeah, that, you know, you're probably right about that. It probably is, because I have people in my family that are just so close-minded. You're like, how can you be so close-minded in a world like this?
Yeah.
But they are. I don't know how.
Yeah, I got some of those too. It's all right. They're the crazy ones, not us.
Yeah, I agree. And then with the Sasquatch, I know a lot of people have bad encounters, and scary encounters, you know, that I feel like if they happen to me, I would probably die at that exact moment with a heart attack. But somehow they make it through it, even if they did piss their pants, you know.
Yeah.
My heart feels like they're not all evil, you know. I just don't think they are. I think that there are bad ones and there are good ones, just like humans. Hey, buddy. Yeah. Okay, will you close the door? Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't think they're all evil.
Yeah.
I really do. I don't know what the correlation between orbs and Bigfoot is, but I think about it all the time.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah. Especially like this white one that was above your camper. It looking like a physical object instead of a, you know, something like energy. That makes me feel like something else is looking for Bigfoot too.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. You know what? It really could be. It really could be. And if that's the case, then that's kind of sad, you know, that they would have to be so stealthy to stay away from who God only knows what's looking for them. I don't know.
And what's all the interest in them? You know, what are they? You know,
right?
What must they be?
Exactly. Oh, I would love to find out someday. I'll tell you what, because I feel like they're not just, okay, so I don't feel like they can jump through portals and stuff.
Right.
But I do feel like there's something special about them. I don't know what, but I feel like they are flesh and blood, but there's something special about them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where I'm at too. I I'm just at the point of, I don't know.
Exactly.
But what-
Yeah, that's where you're at the beginning. And
Yeah,
where we
right
are.
back to the beginning, because I still can't figure out where the foot track, where the tracks go in the middle of a snowy field, and there's nothing else around, and they just disappear.
Absolutely.
I
know. It blows my mind too. It really does. Maybe something beamed them up. I don't know.
Right.
I really don't.
Me either.
But I don't know about the whole teleporting thing. Have you had anybody say they've seen that?
No,
Okay.
I don't think so. I've had a lot of people, talk about a physical experience.
Yeah.
Yep. I've probably got 25 or 30 Bigfoot episodes. I'd say about 25 Bigfoot episodes.
Oh, good.
And, there's a wide range of them, but people say that they saw one that looked pregnant.
Yeah.
They've had them come into their camp and, just terrorize the hell out of everybody there. I've had some really interesting stories, but they're almost all a physical thing. I've had a couple where, it was more like a vision experience completely.
Yeah.
Nothing physical.
Yeah.
But most of the time, it's just a big hairy monster,
Absolutely. No, really, absolutely. Even I don't think I've heard any on Sasquatch Chronicles that say they went through a portal, even with all his 800 episodes.
Right.
So, I mean, I just don't know, but I do think there's something special about them. I can't put my finger on it. Maybe they're more in tune than we are. I've thought that maybe they're more mentally in tune than we are, because we kind of went a different direction than them.
Yeah.
That would make sense, because if they were more in tune, they would get certain feelings from certain campers, or, maybe they didn't get a good feeling about this guy. So guess what? They're going to terrorize him. Get the hell out of the forest. They felt something bad. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
But I don't know. I just find it fascinating, and I appreciate you listening. And I'm sure it doesn't end here. I have a life of crap to figure out. I don't know.
Well, I really appreciate you for reaching out to me. And if anything else comes up, if something just crosses your mind and you want to throw it out there to the world, then holler at me again. I'm
okay. And you know what? I'm not the greatest talker, and this is my first time really talking to somebody about it. And I know there's a whole crap ton that I left out on accident. It kind of slipped my brain. I jumped from here to there to here. And I'll have to, kind of put a chronological thing on all the UFO encounters that I've had, because it's been a lot. And I kind of just skipped right past it and went to big stuff.
Yeah, that's fine. If you want to come back anytime, and we'll just do a timeline of these UFO activities or encounters or whatever.
Start down, because I can't. As I was talking to you, I'm like, shit, I literally just skipped half my life.
It's okay. You did great. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely start writing it down.
Okay.
So
Sweet. Well, you have my number now too, and my email. So just holler at me anytime, okay?
all right. Thank you,
All right.
Bo.
Hey, thank you, Kaitlin. Have a good one.
You too.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.